no opening conversation that we could just sort of step into?
I don't know. What would we talk about?
Let me adjust the microphone here so that, well, the audience can hear us.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, this is Fido 87. Wow.
Yay.
Oh, wow, yeah. All right, as everyone might remember from last week, we are a couple of weeks ahead, which is surprising. And we haven't gone too much further ahead. All right, here is what the chief colorist hath wrought. Remember, we talked about the rain last week. I kind of like how Felicia's tail is in a plastic baggie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, rather than have Irving pull in on camera one, we'll just, bring it. All right, sea perfectly dry. Cats are capable of adapting to and overcoming adversity. Dogs don't mind getting wet. We're better when wet. And a car soaks them. Later on, they're in the bar, because this is the Friday strip. You have to have a Friday strip in the bar.
Yes, that's where they are.
Yeah, the cat boss. I smell a wet dog. It's great, isn't it? So, Chief Colors, why is the water green? I guess the rain is really bad, huh?
It mixed with the floor. And the beer on the floor.
That's not beer, that's water.
There's beer, soaked beer from before.
From before when?
There's just beer.
Okay, anyway, that green stuff there is supposed to be water. I'm going to hand this one off to the chief colorist, and we'll move on to Saturday, the 16th. Bo is patting Fido, stops. Hey, get back here! Don't start patting me unless you're prepared to finish the job. He's looking kind of
That's
bright.
not any insight into the marriage.
Things are looking kind of bright and cheery, and despite the gray outdoor weather. All right, I'm going to hand this one over
Who's
to...
looking bright?
Oh, the comic strip is looking bright and cheery with the colors.
Yeah.
I was
okay.
going to notice that when we look at some of the later ones that you did today. Here is Monday the 18th.
Today's not bright?
I'll show you in a minute.
Okay.
We have Fido and Bo. Bo's trying to meditate in front of a candle, hands up. What's that smell? It's a candle. It has sage and lavender. It's supposed to be relaxing. I thought you said no fire inside the house. It's relaxing. That thing looks dangerous. That's what I said. It's not dangerous. It's relaxing. He doesn't look relaxed. Cannot relax with a dog and cat. So there's Monday. Here is Tuesday, where it's starting to say it's kind of looking bright and chipper. She's not done with this yet. She still has to do the couches and stuff. But Felicia asked Fido. Felicia asked the. Yeah, let me get something.
I was gonna say, I think we
liquid.
need to, yeah. That should probably be coffee. I think maybe we need some caffeine.
Felicia asked Fido, "Want to get lunch?" "Sure, it's on me." And he goes over to Bo and kicks him in the head. "Feed us!" As they're eating. This is good. Yeah, I eat her all the time. I guess Fido's eating something green.
No, the bowl's green.
Yeah, okay. Fix that. All right,
Fix the green bowl.
Back to the chief colors. Now, no one's seen these yet. This is the new storyline. A crazy cat lady, which I just realized I never named her in the comic strip, but her name is Catherine. Get it? Catherine. So the comic strip never mentions what her name is. So, here we go. I'm moving in to take care of my mother. How is Mrs. Abraham? People might remember that the Felicia's original owner, Mrs. Abraham, lives on the first floor. It's been rough. But now that we are here, things will be better. And the cats are dragging the old lady out. What do we do with the old broad? Put her back. What, in the cat room? So we are all going to have a bunch of different cat characters. And I've tried to list that the one main character here is Ground Cat. See, she has left cat, right cat, or top cat and bottom cat. This would be bottom cat, top cat, left. And Ground Cat. Now, anyway, Ground Cat, it looks like it's going to be like a mottled gray. I guess we'll find out when the chief colorist finishes. So I'm going to give this back to the chief colorist so she can work on this whilst we are working, and we can look at the new stuff that I'm doing now. Let's see, it's the 23rd, 22nd, and 21st. So here is Thursday. We carry on with Catherine, the crazy cat woman. I had to model her after Mrs. Abrams. And here is the original Mrs. Abrams. So I needed to make a character that would make sense as her daughter. Give me a pencil. Here we go. So what we're looking at here is a similar hair, the same nose. And I originally drew her with eyes, but since Mrs. Abraham just has these glasses, you really can't see her eyes. It gives her a vacant look. I figured the vacant look would work good with Catherine. So that's the design for the daughter of Mrs. Abrams. Yeah, you can see there. All right, put that up there on the magnets. So let's read a storyline. We have to finish inking this, if not today, someday. Ooh, was that a smudge? I already got a smudge right there. Horrible. All right. I just love cats. They're my best friends. And Dino is holding Felicia. Put me down. Yeah. I like cats too. They're so affectionate. And she's fighting him. Maybe we could go out to dinner to talk about cats. I don't know. Maybe later. And she goes off. And Felicia says, I could eat. So anyway, we still have. We have top cat, left cat, and bottom cat. And there's ground cat. I wrote a little note here for the chief colorist so she'll be able to recognize the cat, because otherwise she just has to count whiskers. That's the only other way to, because they all look alike. So we'll finish this one today probably. Here's Friday, of course. They're in a bar, and we're continuing with Catherine, the crazy cat lady, who I noticed here I had not named in the strip yet, so I got to tell you people. So only you people will know the name of the character. It's good trivia. I may have to come up with some joke in the future where we can mention her name. All right. She comes in wearing all her cats. Yeah, one on the head, one on the shoulder, one in her arms, and of course there's ground cat. And she sees the cat boss. Ooh, he's wearing a little mask. That's so cute. I love this place. It's so wonderful to find a cat-friendly place. And he nails up a no cats allowed sign. She creeps me out. There's Friday, and here is Saturday. Fido's at the top of the stairs, and he screams down, how many cats are down there? And they scream up, not enough! How many dogs are up there? We only need one! And goes to Bo. We're going to need some more dogs. So, it looks like we've got a little bit of work for us to do today. So, I'll put this aside. Do that later. Let's work with this one. Since we have a lot of detail, we probably should get a brush with a fine tip. So let's go pick out a brush for us to work on. I think we'll take the one with the white out in the back, because we know that it's a established brush and generally has a good tip. These brushes are made with the finest Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair. And the reason why they're so expensive is because we have to send the Sherpa up the mountain to get them, and while the Sherpa's union has really got themselves a good deal. Cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of the planet, so as you know, I must wear this glove so as not to get the page too filthy. Let's roll up the sleeves and get some work done. Usually I put down a piece of paper here so that I don't mush up my pencil lines. And this is a great opportunity for me to do this bit. All right. Chief Colors, have you ever heard of Anita Sarkeesian?
The name sounds familiar. I think she has something to do with movies or
No, well,
Disney?
Gamergate. Gamergate.
Oh, okay.
She,
Completely wrong then.
perhaps I hate to give her the credit for this, but perhaps the whole Gamergate thing started with her, or I don't know. But anyway, she's for her birthday, she dressed up as a bride and had all her did a wedding.
Did she marry someone?
Well, I actually have the tweet here. She tweeted, "I did not get married!" exclamation point, but I did have a wedding-themed birthday in Stockholm this summer! Exclamation point. It was goofy and silly and fun. We had a bachelor party, rehearsal dinner ceremony, and reception all in one! Exclamation point.
Okay.
People dressed up in the best costumes, from brides, divorce lawyer, drunk uncle, and ring bear, B-E-A-R! Exclamation point.
I guess she had somebody who dressed up like a bear and
I
brought a
guess,
ring.
I suppose.
That sounds
Massive
magical.
thanks to everyone who helped me pull off, which was a lot of people, and everyone who traveled from different continents and countries to party with me. This was The tweet was September 3rd, 2023. So I guess this happened last summer.
Oh,
It's just coming to the attention of the internet now for some strange reason. And my observation was Anita Sarkeesian finally accepts that she will die alone and unhappy. But everyone else on the internet has been far less gentle than myself.
Really? Gee, I wonder why. It seems a little.
I think one of the people on Friday Night Tights said she's cosplaying a happy woman. She's the kicking. She's the current kicking child, whipping boy for feminism these days, and whatever. I don't care. We're deep into season 2 of Resident Alien.
Are we?
Well, yeah, we are.
Okay.
All I notice is that Asta 12 Tree's character is getting bigger and bigger.
I
And
know. I wish you'd have to stop.
So now they have a definite villain. That would be the Gray Alien. See, he was supposed to be the villain sent to Earth to destroy the Earth. And maybe they've listened to me. Now he's back. He's the doctor of the town once again. Oh, whatever. And we also tried to get through Oppenheimer.
What was it? Were we just not in the right mood? Or
Anyway.
I mean, it seemed perfectly fine, but.
Let me read this tweet from Florence Pugh. She said a centered version of Oppenheimer is being screened in several countries with a CGI black dress covering her. And, I don't have a problem with that because I was working when this was on the TV, and my wife was nice enough, the chief colorist was nice enough to say, "Hey, look, titties." And I turned my
I
head.
didn't say, "Hey, look, titties."
What'd you say?
I think I said. Oh, maybe I said boobies. I don't want you to say titties.
So anyway, I turned my head, hoping to see these wonderful memories, the ultimate drinking vessel, and what do I see? But I see whatever Florence Pugh is delivering these days, and I've seen that before. That's like the typical woman that you see that you date. This is not someone that you want to see in a movie naked.
I believed Ron White when Ron White said it didn't matter what kind of breasts they were, you just want to see them.
So
Not a good wife to point that out.
And my takeaway of this is Christopher Nolan. I expected a bigger boom. The nuclear explosion wasn't impressive to me at all. I guess he couldn't get a real nuke. We didn't get through it. I don't know how people who sat through Barbie sat through this film.
I think we weren't. First of all,
weren't
it was middle of the day.
We weren't in the mood.
We weren't. I think we just weren't in the mood. We've had a rough week.
And speaking of bombs, Zack Snyder was on with Joe Rogan. And my first takeaway is, what the fuck happened to Joe Rogan? He used to be this handsome guy from news radio, and well, now he looks like Uncle Fester. Gee, Joe, what you let yourself go? From this interview, we learned that Zack maybe doesn't get Superman. He definitely doesn't get Batman. He probably should have done the Dark Knight Returns. Continue with the whole Miller thing, because when he did, what was that Spartan movie? 41? 300. 300.
41 Spartans.
Yeah, whatever. When he did the other Miller thing, that was a good film, and he seems to have the Miller aesthetic with his filmmaking. So he probably should have done Dark Knight Rises. But another big takeaway is that now we can expect a 3-hour version, or 6-hour version of Rebel Moon.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's coming out this couple months. And Zach says that 90 million people watched this on Netflix more than watched Barbie in the theater. And it's been pointed out that Netflix watches really are kind of iffy because if you like us, if you watch 10 minutes of it and stop and then go back and watch it again, it's considered another watch.
Yeah.
So anyway, Zach is saying this was more successful than Barbie, and I'm going to reiterate that if you're a questionable, or let's say bad filmmaker,
I don't think he's a bad
No, I'm not saying he is. But if you're a bad filmmaker like Kathleen Kennedy, you don't want to have your stuff released in theaters. You want to go straight to streaming because you can say, hey, 90 million people watch this. Yes. Imagine if it was in theaters. It probably would have been a big success. No, Zach, the film, his Rebel Moon still sucked. Curiously enough, our Harvey Weinstein's acolyte was mentioned in an article. Apparently, she'd been working on this acolyte TV show for 4 years. Now, some smart people on the internet did the math and said, wait a minute, that brings us back to 2016 when you started this. You see, the article was just to promote the actress Amandla Steinberg, who's playing the main role. She's the Patty Duke of the acolyte because she's so talented an actress. She has to play 2 roles at once, twins, identical cousins or whatever. So anyway, the article was to talk about how wonderful Amandla is, and that she was the only one considered for this role. They've been working for 4 years before they started in 2020. So wait a minute. So a couple clever people on the internet did the math and said, so wait a minute, that would make Amandla 17 when they chose her for this role, because this role was written just for her. And also, wait a minute, where was Harvey Weinstein's acolyte at that time, this Leslie Headland? She was working for Harvey then, wasn't she? She was still getting dates for Harvey at that time, wasn't she? Yeah. So the article is probably bullshit and everything, but it's good that someone is remembering that she used to be Harvey Weinstein's assistant, and Leslie Headland has never really explained what's going on there. So I found myself at a mall today. I was looking through the parking lot, and it was full. It looked like 1980s. So I had to walk into the mall just to see what it looked like. And there were people in the mall. But but 3/4 of the stores were boarded up and closed. And the ones that were there were horrible. And the beautiful corner lot stores, I guess those are the expensive rents because no one's going to rent those out. But then these tiny little places, they're repairing computers, they're repairing phones.
Really?
Smallest, most pathetic arcade you've ever seen in your life. And the food court had three places. There was a pizza place, a sushi place, and something selling falafels on the other side.
Really?
But the mall was full to 1980s standards. There were people in there, which was shocking.
Which one, Liberty or?
I'm not going to say the name of the mall.
Oh.
So anyway, the mall had a theater in it, and I walked by, and what do I see for the poster but Dune? And it's just I'm not going to see that movie. I'm sure that the movie is good, but that poster just chased me the fuck away from that theater. I cannot stand this actress. I don't like that actor. Worst poster ever. I'm going to nominate.
I know you have a real problem with Zendaya.
Zendaya, yeah. Right. All right, and now for internet strangeness, I'll just read this out loud. If you think your life is complicated, just think about this man, Emmanuel Macron, the current president of France. He is 41 years old. His first stepson is 44 years old. His second stepson is 42 years old. And his wife is 66 years old. So technically, he's the last born in the family. Now, this is kind of funny on its own, but it gets funnier. Well, he was 15 when he first started dating her when she was 40. This is Brigitte Azira. Okay. However, this gets funnier. Okay. They're saying on the internet that Brigitte Azira was actually born in 1953 as Jean-Michel Trojan. Brigitte Azira apparently was born a man. Now, I'm going to bring my cartoonist skill to this to see if this is possible. Now, let's get a ruler and a pencil. And now, the biggest thing about Jean-Michel Trojan is that he's got this chin that does this. Now, I was able to get these photos more or less the same size. And Bridget has a chin that also does that. Okay. Okay, well, maybe. Now, the ears is something you can't fake. And look, there's definitely much more distance here on her ear than Jean has here. But you see, that fold is there. That fold is there. But she's wearing earrings. Now, Chief Colors, if when women wear earrings, is it the potential that the lobe over 40 years could be pulled down?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. So now Jean has this pronounced brow line. Look at how it's almost straight. Bridget, no, I don't know. I'm seeing a slight arch to that brow line. So maybe not. Let's look at the neck. And, well, Bridget does have a pronounced Adam's apple, as does Jean here. This is close. Could this young man be that old woman? Well, the people of France will find out for us, and I just find that kind of charming.
Maybe it's a brother.
What's kind of funny that the internet's saying, rather than denying it or saying no, all Macron has done is persecute these 3 reporters, female reporters.
Oh, seriously?
Who have
that
brought the story up.
That adds to the story.
He's
then.
just attacking the reporters
Oh, well, then
rather
you have your answer.
rather than defending his wife, pedophilic wife. No, I'm not supposed to say that word on the internet. I apologize, YouTube. His Mrs. Robinson wife? I don't know.
Mrs. Robinson.
I don't know.
Cougar.
It's Cougar. It's Cougar wife. Whatever. Cougar's not strong enough because
I know, but we can't say the strong enough.
But here's and this is, we're going by American standards. I think in France, a 15-year-old boy can freely date 40-year-old women. They have no problem with that at all in France. So, do we stick with Macron? Do we stick with Jean-Michel? Dune? Get depressed with Harvey Weinstein's Acolyte or Rebel Moon? Or do we stick with Joe Rogan? What? Florence in her pews, perhaps. A resident alien. We can. What are we going to leave on the board today, whilst we draw to inspire us to greatness? What's that? Resident alien. Are we really going to talk about this TV show?
Yes, we are.
It's a
Can I
typical.
see the woman there?
Oh, sure.
That picture, I haven't seen it.
It's typical small town America that Resident Alien is set in, and it's as diverse as you could expect any American small town to be. They even have a little Muslim girl who talks about her religion a lot, which is, whatever.
Oh, no. Well, can I see the woman?
Oh, absolutely. I thought you just wanted to see Jean-Michel.
No, I want to see the woman that's supposed to be in there.
There you go.
No, that's a woman. No.
Irving, could you move camera 1 in a little bit closer so the audience can see what we're doing here? Oh, thank you, Irving. That's a fantastic job you just did there. I think the chief colorist is the one who's going to make the decision as to what we're going to have on the board today. Rather than Resident Alien, she's probably going to drag up Jean-Michel and Macron's wife. We here at Fido the Comic Strip do not care at all about the President of France. We barely care about the President of the United States, to be honest. We tried to vote.
I know.
And they closed down our... Well, it was a school.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
it still is a school.
It's still a school. Wow, look at that horrible line. Okay, this brush...
Well, these are different people.
Yeah, all right. This brush has already failed me. Look, I just started that, and I'm not happy with that line. Let's rebrush. We need a new...
It's a rebrushing time.
We need a new brush. So the chief colorist's official
My
opinion...
official take is those are different people.
And those are different people. All right. Well, we have no problem with presidents having transgender wives.
Oh no, I wouldn't care less. I couldn't care less. But there's a
We won't say a word about our transgender president's wife.
there's a in the picture of his wife.
Uh-huh.
There's a certain
Je ne sais quoi.
because she's French. Ah,
There's a certain je ne sais quoi that makes you believe that is a woman.
yeah,
That is a woman.
that's lacking in the other picture.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, no, I think they're different people. But
I don't know.
I wouldn't bet money on it because I just wouldn't bet money on it.
That is a woman, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
Speaking of women, let's go back to Resident Alien.
Okay.
It's a safer topic to talk about because
Yes,
apparently
it is.
in France, if you say that the president's wife is a dude, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Now I'm an American, so I'm pretty sure I'm never going to visit France, and I'm never going to have to worry about that. But well. Vladimir Putin is known for pushing people out of windows and poisoning them. I wouldn't put it past Macron. So if your cartoonist ends up okay, I am not depressed. I
Don't say
am not
these things.
suicidal. The cartoonist ends up jumping out of a window. Blame Macron. Or Putin, because actually Putin doesn't like me either. I don't think. Or Bob Iger. Bob Iger doesn't like me either because I've compared him to Vlad Putin.
There's a list.
I just want to draw a happy little comic strip about doggies and kitty cats and love and peace and joy in the world.
Sunshine
Yes.
and rain.
It's raining out, yeah.
I know it is raining.
So typical small town America is about as diverse as New York City, which is you get to expect that with modern American movies and TV shows.
I wanted to like this because
Yeah,
there's some really funny bits in the first few, in the first season, first few episodes.
Yeah, it's shocking how well it's all run off the rails, and I think it's the writers. It's
Well, I can't blame
it's
anyone else.
abso-friggin-lutely, and you can tell which writers have written what jokes, and most of them are not jokes. The minor characters have taken over the show. Every once in a while, the chief colorist has to remind me, this is a show about this alien guy disguised himself as a human, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This alien does.
Remember when this used to be about an alien?
And then having all sorts of relationship dramas, and suddenly one becomes addicted to drugs in one episode and drops it by the next episode. But
Which we all know is very easy to do. You
Yes.
just need to spend some time with a friend and her father to come off of drugs.
yeah. And then the mayor and his wife have their own little storyline going on here, and then we have to say, wait a minute, don't they have a son, Max?
Yeah, and she's pregnant with another one, but then she
The
loses
the
other
mayor
one.
and the mayor and his wife. She's pregnant with, and I think the gray aliens have stolen that baby. So
Yeah.
we're just up to that storyline here.
Spoilers.
Yeah, and you tell me George Takei was playing an alien?
Yes, you missed the episode, or you missed part of the episode where he was driving home with the two women. I forget where they had been.
Oh my, yeah.
And yeah, and all of a sudden, the car comes to a stop, and the girl there, Darcy, the bad one, the one who had the drugs and everything.
Yeah, it'd be
she
that
was-
one with the red hair there.
Yeah, she was driving, and the other one says to her, "What did we run out of gas?" And then all of a sudden they both stop talking, and it's like freeze frame. And you don't see until the next episode the beam of light from the stereotypical UFO coming down, and then there's a tiny little alien that's beamed down, and when he starts talking to the alien, the main alien in the story, he says, "Oh my!" He's like, "What do you say? What is this thing you say? Oh my!" It was actually kind of cute because he was like, "Well, it kind of means like wow or holy crap, holy shit or."
George Takei, yeah. We love George Takei.
George
He's
Takei's cool.
he's gotten a little wacky online, but
Yeah.
Trump derangement syndrome going on there. But what the hell?
But he's okay. But it was cute because it was like, oh my.
So are we going to continue watching Resident Alien?
Oh, I don't know. There's 3 seasons.
I have dumped TV shows for less reasons than this one has
know.
given us
I know.
for dumping it.
I know. But sometimes there's just nothing to throw on. That's the thing.
We have all
There's
the internet.
background noise.
We have all the internet for background noise.
It's true.
And maybe we can try to get through Oppenheimer. And we got 6 hours of Rebel Moon coming.
That's all you, babe. I didn't watch any of Rebel Moon, so I have no intent of watching any more. Or any of it.
But we have 6 hours of this coming.
Again, what do you mean we?
And I hear it's filthy, it's full of nudity, and there's all this violence. But, Zach, is there a story?
Well, with enough nudity and violence, do you need a story? I know, you still need a story.
Well, I guess Oppenheimer was a little bit overdrawn with story. There was a story about communism. There was a story about how evil it is to actually make the bomb, and let's not use it. And let's why did you make this bomb, Oppenheimer? You evil man! Oh, the Nazis have been defeated. We don't need this bomb now. We can't use this on the Japanese.
Unfortunately.
If we didn't use the bomb on the Japanese, we would have lost out on a lot of good Godzilla movies.
Oh, God. So,
Thank Truman for the Godzilla films.
It's been raining for a while now.
You're talking about weather.
Supposed to rain tomorrow?
I don't know. I used to really have to pay attention to the weather when I was a carpenter, because we were outdoors all the time, 50 feet up in the air, and you would want to know if it was going to rain on a metal staging. That's why drawing a comic strip is so much better. I'm so happy to draw a comic strip and talk about Emmanuel Macron's wife.
Husband, wife.
All we can say is probably, by American standards, inappropriate relationship.
It is an inappropriate relationship. I still think that's very, very creepy, because essentially she started dating someone. Not only was he 15 and she was 40, but her children were 16 and 17.
But, well, talking about presidential inappropriate relationships, Jill Biden was, 17 when?
I know, you told me that one.
17 when Joe divorced his first wife and married her? Or started a relationship?
No. Didn't his first wife die? No, he's divorced.
Oh,
No.
I don't know, to tell you the
know.
truth. I don't know. I don't really care. Leave your comments. No. Send your comments to www.idon'tgiveafuckaboutjoebiden'swife.com. Or Joe Biden's life.
Not
I'm sorry.
.net?
.tv. There's been all sorts of inappropriate behaviors with Mr. Biden, sniffing little girls' hair and stuff. So whatever. I don't like him for his ideas. Bad enough that he's a reprehensible human being.
Anyway.
All right, this cat has 2 whiskers on this side and 1 whisker on this side, so you might remember him from the moving in scene. So hopefully the chief colorist will do the continuity properly.
The only thing I can say is...
I try to make this as difficult as possible for
The only thing I can say is these cats somehow have access to a lot of different hair dye.
Part of my joke here is to try to confuse the chief colorist's continuity by putting so many nearly identical cats in this week. We can bounce from topic to topic with such speed that you're going to get whiplash.
Well, the underlying topic is always the strip. So, I mean, when that gets brought up, that's just bringing it to the forefront, but it's always there.
You see, all these characters are over 18 years old, and they don't date people who are below 18 years old. As you see,
Because that would be wrong.
that would be wrong. I would not put that in my comic strip.
Good to know.
Yes, yes, yes. We don't have that problem whatsoever with people who have run for public office, and I guess we don't need morality police attacking. But if we're gonna have laws, it'd be nice if everyone had to obey the same laws. What do you think? Is that a good idea
It's
or
a
what?
good thought.
And while we're all obeying the same laws, how about voter ID and paper ballots? I can't believe they haven't done. They did not do a single thing to stop
To
voter
alleviate that.
to alleviate voter frauds. It's just gonna happen again.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to find out where they moved our polling place. Well, we could not vote last Tuesday.
I know. We could not. We were late for
I was
something.
not going to walk into a school with children running around and ask where the voting is.
When there was nobody out front and there were no signs.
Yeah.
There were no. That was the biggest thing. There was nobody shilling.
Yeah, usually we have like shills who will be carrying signs for politicians, and they don't understand the disconnect there. I mean, why the fuck would we ever vote for someone who you are holding a sign for? Because obviously now they've got to pay you off for. You're not out there for the betterment of the republic. You're out there for yourself. If I could, I would not vote for anyone who had someone outside holding a sign for them. Now that's just one more person. That's one more bit of corruption we got to deal with. Get you a job. So yeah, those people weren't even out there. All right, let's see. This is shoulder cat. I think we called him left cat. 2, 3, 4 whiskers on this side and 5 whiskers on this side. I'm not going to make individual characters out of any of these crazy cat lady cats. And we're never going to tell you exactly how many of them there are. Let's see, this is left cat. He's got 3 whiskers on this side and 1, 2, 3, 4 whiskers on this side, which I think the chief colorist pointed out is the same as Felicia. just a mistake. This is obviously a male cat. Can't you tell? Alright. And there's the hunch and the other leg. And peeking out right behind that cat's head is a breast. Always good to have breasts in your comic strip. And at that note, we'll pull up Florence Pugh. Yeah. I was disappointed with Oppenheimer.
I just couldn't get into it.
It was incredibly dry and documentary like, and I didn't see anything great acting performance wise. It was interesting to see their play on Albert Einstein, and you do that bit with real historical characters. Oh yeah, that's Leslie Groves. He's the general who built the Pentagon and actually like ran the Manhattan Project, and I know him as a fictional character in a bunch of other books, like by Harry Turtledove and other such authors. So it was fun seeing Leslie Groves portrayed as they usually portray him as a fatter man. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4 whiskers on this side. This is ground cat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whiskers on that side for ground cat. I had to put a GC under here. Oh, the chief colorist would know. I think if any of these characters, well, these cats become characters, it will have to be ground cat. He's the spokes cat.
You're gonna have to. You should have made like one fatter, one skinny.
Maybe I will.
One shorter, one taller. They're all the same height.
Yeah.
All the same weight.
Because, well, cats are pretty well interchangeable in this world.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I did a bit where there were a bunch of cats in the bar, and Fido replaces them with a bunch of dogs, and I was able to do like different breeds of dogs. And dogs, I understand. So in this world, dogs are different, but cats are all the same. Oh, hi Florence. If you wouldn't mind, could you move over to the left here? Thank you, baby. Here. Yeah, who loves you? Of course we do. I'm glad that they added the CGI dress to Mrs. Pugh here so that I can actually put her on the show today. But yeah, she plays a crazy woman, a communist, and you know, I don't think Florence was acting.
Yeah.
I could believe that she'd be a crazy mistress. I never understood the relationship that she had with Oppenheimer, because I guess Oppenheimer was just in it for the sex.
Yeah, but it seemed like an awful lot to be involved with just the sex.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a guy.
And they tried really hard to make it so like Oppenheimer did not care about politics, did not. And I'm pretty sure if there was ever a documentary made about myself, they would do the same thing. Oh, Charles was not into politics whatsoever. See, we've got over 87. Let's pretend that we stopped these today. We have over 87 different programs where he really, doesn't tell us that he's a rabid liberal or conservative or any of that. I assume someday in the future there'll be another McCarthy-like purge.
Future?
And they're not doing it yet.
I know.
But the question being, what side do you gotta be on? So I'm just taking no sides whatsoever, just in case I'm on the wrong side. So yeah, I don't care. Democrat, Republican, Independent, don't care whatsoever. Nope, don't care.
Hey, I just want this said. So I can have this read back to you if necessary.
What's that?
Felicia's not part of any of these cats downstairs, right?
Not in what you have.
Okay.
Felicia doesn't show up until Thursday the 25th when Dino is trying to ask Catherine out on a date. So yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that Felicia's not any of these cats, that I missed something that...
No, Felicia is not amongst those cats, and she's going to try not to blend in with those cats because she escaped from Mrs. Abraham. If Mrs. Abraham ever comes to again, she'll want Felicia back.
Okay.
So the current storyline here is Mrs. Abraham is getting on in years and has forgotten that she owned a cat, which is just fine with Felicia. Because for some reason she wants to live upstairs with the boys. Can you blame her?
Nah. More fun upstairs with the boys.
Yep. Every time I have to draw the cat boss lately, it's generally from a long shot in the bar, and I got to draw them really tiny and small like this. I'm just realizing to myself in this particular panel, this is probably the largest I've drawn the cat boss in a long time.
Yay! I'm all for big
Big characters.
big characters.
Yeah.
The larger, the better.
Well, not only is he in the foreground here, but it is also a close-up. This is probably as large as I could draw him and still get everything in frame. The cat boss wears sandals.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the dad boss wore sandals, apparently. I don't know.
Oh, I actually thought you had a reason. I was like, oh.
Oh, it's a piece of trivia. Why does the cat boss... No.
No, I guess there's no reason.
It's character design.
I have no problem with that. I just thought that there was a reason the way you started that. I was like, oh.
Now we have to get a slightly lecherous look on Dino's face, which is not difficult. He's got this smile posted on. Right there you go. Because he's trying to pick Catherine up. Because I guess Catwoman looks good to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I need some more liquid. Today's drink is lemonade. No alcoholic beverages because, well, cartoonists don't allow cartoonists to cartoon drunk.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's check and see if the computer is still running.
Oh.
Yes, we are again. Well, this happens every time. About 47 minutes into this, we check and see if the computer has crashed on us. It has not yet. We're going to have to come up with a title for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the mystery of Macron's wife will suffice.
Or pedo.
Yeah, if you use the
Anyway.
any of those words, like the YouTube algorithm will punish you.
Mm-hmm.
So I let it slip out. I should not have.
Yeah, but I think you said it with enough of a different. You had your accent on the wrong syllable.
Yeah,
I think.
I hope that's the case. Hey, did you hear that knocking sound?
Yes, but you told me that it was the window.
I had her scared. We've got this closet door, and when the window is open, sometimes if the wind blows right, we hear a little knocking like that.
Just like that.
And I had her convinced that it was a rat in the closet knocking to be let in.
I wish he was kidding. I really wish he was kidding. But I thought that because it's a consistent knock, and I kept saying, the freaking, what is it doing?
You can imagine the rat with his little paw, like Remy from
Exactly.
from Ratatouille, doing a knock.
I kept expecting to hear land shark.
Who is it?
Who is it?
Come in.
Convinced. Convinced my husband had me. Convinced.
And how long did I let that joke go on?
Too long. I don't know. Months? Weeks?
It just wasn't worth telling you. Okay.
Well, I should have known because it was too rhythmic to have actually been an animal. That.
Well, not like he was going. Okay, the top cat here has the left whiskers have a bend to them, 3 of them, and 4 on the right side. I doubt we'll ever use this as a character, but well, there's Top Cat.
Now I've got the Top Cat thing in my head.
Oh, well, I always thought the reason why Felicia was that color is because you wanted to make him look like one of the characters from Top Cat.
I must have channeled it. Well, I told you, purple was like regal, and I was kind of thinking it was more of like a gray.
I have nothing to do with any of the colors, so when I designed this character here, she's scared shitless. Well, what colors are here? What's it? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's not my department.
But I kind of feel like, much like when you don't vote, you can't say anything.
Yeah, right. And
if you don't give me any feedback, shut up.
Yeah. We can't say anything about who gets into the primaries or who gets elected president because, well, we didn't vote in the primaries because we couldn't vote. We tried. We went to the school.
We did. We showed up.
But, I wasn't going to go into the school because, well, I might have picked up my next wife.
That's very untrue.
I would channel Emmanuel Macron. Or maybe Joe Biden.
No. No.
Oh, you're right. It's the other way around.
The other way around.
Oh, yeah,
Joe
Macron
Biden,
Macron
yes,
himself
Macron.
was 15.
Yeah. She went into to the school.
I guess Macron, he had a problem with his right arm for when he was receiving so many high fives from all his friends for being 15 years old and dating a 40-year-old woman. He was one of the cool kids. I guess that's why he became president of France. I was like, talk about hot for teacher, huh? She wasn't his teacher, I don't think. Whereby I think Jill Biden had something to do with babysitting.
Maybe.
Again, I'm not going to pass rumors about the president of the United States and his wife.
But again, you're comparing apples to oranges. Biden was older.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, I don't see it that way.
Okay.
But okay, sure. I think it's a bad idea anyway on both sides.
Oh yeah,
but
it's a bad idea. Anyway.
They've been able. They met when they were very young. Maybe they were soulmates and they're in love because they were able to keep this relationship going this long.
That is true.
Macron's wife is in her 60s now, and he hasn't dumped her yet.
Yeah.
Or him yet, whatever.
I don't believe it's him.
I believe every French reporter in the world. Why would a French reporter lie to us? 3 French reporters.
Oh, 3. Oh. Okay.
Not just one, but 3 of them.
Since when have you believed a reporter in the last 20 years?
Only when they agree with me. or have some news that I find just too good not to believe. I guess the predecessors of Macron had he was a bit of a tyrant, and you could not say bad things about him because he had a thin skin. So we don't quite know if Macron is the same, but well, I'm just an American. Sure, my comic strip tends to lean over to the French side because of my French heritage.
Sorry.
I have about as much French heritage in me as I have Italian.
I was being Irish shamed today because I've never had a shamrock shake.
Yeah, but you're about as Irish can be.
I know, and I was Irish shamed. Do you call yourself Irish?
It's that time of the month again, a year again for the Irish New Year, as it were. It's a very big thing, national holiday here in Boston.
Well, I think my goal is to have a shamrock shake, I guess. Or to try a shamrock shake. Which is,
Which is really
for
good for
diabetes.
diabetes. You know what? We went there at the same time.
Yep, it should be a top goal for any diabetic.
Yes, it should be. That's mint, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Wouldn't it make more sense for an Irish shake to taste like, I don't know, whiskey?
Well, whiskey has a sort of mintness to it.
Really? What whiskey do you drink?
Actually, I've never had. I don't know. Didn't you and I do like a whiskey tasting thing one time?
Oh yeah, whiskey tasting. That's what that was.
Oh shit. Anyway.
This one tastes like whiskey, and well, this one tastes like whiskey, and it's like doing a vodka tasting. Yeah, this tastes like nothing, and this tastes like nothing, and
so on.
1, 2, 3, 4. The thing is, the vodka has never tasted like nothing to me. It's always had a medicine-y taste. Maybe it's just me.
I was more of a rum person, I think. I was more of a
mixed drinks person. Yeah. But even like the most expensive vodkas I've ever had, it's supposedly like 1,000 times distilled. It's supposed to taste like absolutely nothing. Still tastes like medicine to me. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to the third panel. And we still got Florence Pugh here. She played a crazy mistress of Oppenheimer. Crazy commie mistress.
Is there a cat that just has one whisker on each side?
Yep, there's a cat with one whisker, but I think it's 2 whiskers on the other side.
No, this one has 1 and 1.
Yeah, it's not. It's not on the left side. If he was facing you, 2 whiskers, and on the right side 1. Yeah, let me pull that over here. I think it's supposed to be
First panel.
It's supposed to be
Next
this.
to Bo.
It's supposed to be this cat right here, looking at the camera. Next to Bo.
First
Oh
panel.
yes, he does have 1 up and 1 down. Okay, that is a unique and different character because I wanted him to be like dopey. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a different character.
Okay.
So let me see. Is this cat? Yeah, this cat is not in amongst these cats. All right. Yeah, that's I originally thought of him as dopey.
Okay.
That's why his eyes are half closed and he kind of looks like a special needs cat. All right.
Maybe he was high.
Oh, okay.
Dopey.
Dopey. Ah. That's special needs cat.
No, let's not do that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Amazing how that works out every time, huh, folks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got to come up with a title for this, and I'm not sure I want to call it Florence in her pews.
No.
Well, we spent a lot of time on Macron and his wife. We spent a little bit of time on elections and not political. Yeah, we're gonna not be political. That probably is what this is all about. The reason
Unbiased.
why unbiased? No,
I know.
yeah, no, not unbiased, but
I know you are.
yeah, no. I'm very biased.
Mm-hmm.
How about, well, since I'm probably incorrect about Macron's wife, and I'm probably incorrect about just about everything I've said today, not political and not correct,
Okay.
rather
That
than
works.
politically correct.
Yep, yep. Okay.
No, that's, okay, Irving, if you would be so kind, we like to show the audience when I write the title on the card. There we go. So we'll call this not being political, not being correct. Oh,
Yeah.
just not political, not correct.
I like not political, not correct.
So whilst I'm pretty sure that this is Jean-Michel Trojan, no? I'm pretty sure that's him. But the wife says no. So I'm probably not correct because usually the wife is.
Aww. You heard it, people. You heard him say that.
I would say the biggest shock that I have in my life is that Macron has kept the 60-year-old wife in his 40s. I mean, this is just around, he's the president of a nation. This is just around the time when he's got interns under the desk, as it were.
Well, you never say anything about whether or not he's faithful, just whether or not he's still married.
Oh, he's a Frenchman. He can't be faithful. You're right. Yeah. I hadn't considered that. See, again, she's right. Because, see, I'm just not correct. I'll get the title in as many times as possible. You know, I'm always so careful about how many hash marks I put in their hair. But I think I've changed Dino's mustache just in this comic strip 3 times, over 3 panels. So my thinking here is, she's saying it's so wonderful to find a cat-friendly place. So Dino is trying, Dino's kind of, he's happy, he's trying to, you see, back here he's like, hey baby, how you doing, look. And over here he's sort of desperately fidgeting with his fingers, doesn't quite know what to do with his hands, and smiling that she's happy, because, well, he wants her to be happy with him. Oh, isn't that? It's never going to happen, though.
Aww.
Part of the style book in here is that Dino never succeeds.
Poor Dino.
Although he did get he did get sex with regretful Rita.
Hence the name.
Yeah. Since the real character here is a grandfather now, you know, maybe we should put it in the storyline that Dino does have a child. Maybe even it would be good for the storyline with regretful Rita.
What did we say when they started to put a baby in the
right.
Resident Alien?
Yep.
Next you're gonna drop Ted McKinley into your.
Well, yeah, I gotta find Ted McKinley, and then I think Fido's going to start riding a motorcycle, and he's gonna jump over a shark tank.
Now that's where you're wrong. It was a jet ski, and it was actually in the ocean.
No, that's where you're wrong, because it was water skis. A jet ski is a.
Oh.
He was on water skis pulled by a motorboat. So.
Oh, okay.
There. That was the first episode of Happy Days I ever saw. Hilariously enough, I as a child I came into things late. Happy Days had already jumped the shark by the time I started watching it. All right, now I've got to get in there and get Cat Bosses done. And worried about touching the wet ink. But in so many countries, you can get into a lot of trouble by just stating what you believe politically, politic-wise, and it's historically has never been the case in America. But we're always afraid it's going to be the case. So it's best you just shut the fuck up and just
talk about the weather.
Shut up and draw your goddamn comic strip. That's what you want to do. I'm not running for office. And you have to ask people for money, and then they're going to want a payback. Unless you already have all the money in the world, and then they can't corrupt you. Perhaps you run a real estate empire, or something like that. Or had TV shows. So you got something called like integrity, and you can't be bought. That'd be a great person to put into office, wouldn't it?
Is it supposed to rain tomorrow?
You asked me that already. Do I look like you know, I hear that there's this magical box that you can type into, and it'll tell you like nearly everything you want to know about things like the weather and sports and news. And
But I'm not near
and
that
they'll
box.
give you pictures of Emmanuel Macron's 40-year-old, well, whatever. And if you type into that magical box, it'll tell you if it's going to rain tomorrow. It's raining right
I'm
now.
not near the magical box. I'm distance away from the magical box.
Where's your phone?
Next to the magical box.
Amazing. Huh? You don't have your phone on you?
No.
Woman lives with her phone on her.
Only because my mother's 88 and unwell. Other than that, you're really the only other person who calls me if there's any kind of problem or anything.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the economy must be doing pretty well if there are that many people at the mall today. No one was buying anything because, well, to tell you the truth, there was nothing to buy.
Mm-hmm.
But the people were wandering around, and like everyone had the same look on their face, like, wow, what happened to this place? Wow, look at all the empty stores. Like everyone was in there for that reason. It became more of an attraction for what wasn't there.
I was just gonna say it wasn't a shopping experience. It was a.
It was like a dead mall tour.
experience.
Dead mall
Yeah,
tour.
Dead mall tour. The Anchor stores are solid though in that mall. Kohl's and
Yeah, there was a Kohl's.
Target.
Oh, yeah, okay. You walk down to the center of this mall where they used to have this big centerpiece. That centerpiece is gone now, and they have a few couches. And you look down the end of this long, 100-foot long, dark corridor where there's nothing. And then at the very end, just way off in the distance, this small, there's the Anchor store Kohl's. And then you turn and you look in the other direction, and way down that long, empty hallway with no other stores, all boxed up, all boarded up. You see a little bit bigger. That's the other Anchor store on the other side. It's actually now I think it's a supermarket.
Target.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, since we're to continue the French theme today, Target, Target, s'il vous plaît, Target.
Target.
Now, if I were to have guessed what we'd be talking about today, Emmanuel Macron and his wife would not be amongst the main topic. I would not have guessed that he would have won out.
So you would have been not correct.
I would have been not correct. That's That is correct.
No, it's not.
No, you are correct.
I am correct.
Yes.
You are not correct.
I am not correct. I would not have guessed. We would be. I know very little about Mr. Macron, and I'm trying to remember what the president of France was before him, because they kind of like this in France. They hire these dictators that they stay in office forever, yet they consider themselves like a free republic. It's hilarious. At least in America, we have the we know we're not a free republic, and we keep on electing family members from one family or another. If the Kennedys had survived long enough, I'm sure every single one of them would have become president.
Well, Bobby tried.
Bobby
Teddy
tried. Yeah, but they took him out before that happened. and Teddy
just
Teddy took himself out.
No, Teddy was like, well, yeah.
Chappaquiddick.
Well, yeah.
He drove a blonde into the pond. So yeah, he took himself out. And I'm shocked that we haven't elected another Bush, because there's Jeb is still in the aisles waiting.
I think Jeb's
God,
proverbial ship has
yeah, his ship has sailed.
I don't think
He's
candidate.
past peak.
Yeah, I think he might have read the writing on the wall. He's the Ted of the Bush family.
So how long until we elect Trump's son?
Oh, Byron? No, it's
I don't know.
Byron.
I don't know the one that they've been making fun of, calling
He's
autistic or
yeah.
something. Yeah. The FBI had to search his room because they thought there might have been some secret files in there. You better hope that you didn't have any porn. Kids these days, they don't need porn. They get it all on the phone or the computer.
I know, they don't have to stash
You don't have
books under
yeah.
the bed or anything.
How did you know I kept mine under the mattress?
I think because every boy keeps their porn under the mattress. I would think.
My father read Hustler just for the humor. It was a humor magazine, and he had like hundreds of them stacked in his closet, so I could peruse my father's stash when I was a little kid. That was around times when Larry Flint was being sued by that televangelist for that incest parody that he did. All right, we're on the home stretch here with this particular one. Let's check and see if we are still recording. Yep, we're 1 hour and 11 minutes in. Still recording. Lovely. I have to keep on checking because QuickTime has a habit of checking out on us. I remember when Apple used to be a professional machine.
Nothing is a professional machine anymore.
I don't know. Technology is really letting me down.
Mm.
I thought we'd have many more advancements than we have had. But I'm just a cartoonist, and I just want to draw a comic strip. I don't want to talk about Emmanuel Macron's wife, husband, whatever you want to call him. Mitterrand? No, Macron. Yeah, Francois Mitterrand. Was that a French president?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, yeah. And before that, there was de Gaulle.
Oh my God, the God was longer.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just saying. I can only name 3 presidents of France. So, as an American, as far as
That's
I know,
impressive.
as an American, as far as I know, since World War II, there have only been 3 French presidents. Maybe there have been more, and maybe I'm casting aspersions upon your country, France, for having totalitarian leaders. But, well, you guys haven't been acting like the America of Europe for the longest time. You guys have been the assholes of Europe. And being an asshole American, I'm the one who can say that. I know what an asshole looks like. Only America can be assholes in this world, France. You gotta learn that. You guys are supposed to be happy and loving and welcoming. Alright. We are at our last panel. And I just noticed that Irving's camera is horrible. I do this every week, don't I?
You mean Irving does it every week?
Yeah, Irving falls asleep and doesn't to fix his camera angle. Right now we're sort of tilted to the...
Well, it gives it a little charm.
There we go.
Gives it some charm, you know?
All right. So, when they come for the cartoonists for being political, I won't be home.
Because you're not political.
'Cause I'm not a political cartoonist.
Not political, and you're not correct.
I'm incorrect. I don't know what the I'm talking about. I'm just going to pass along wild rumors, like the Acolyte is going to be a great show. This is gonna save Star Wars, as it's been 3 years in the 3 years in the making as of 2020. So that would be, it started 2017. What year is this?
2024.
So it's almost a decade in the making.
I guess so.
Wow, that is astounding. This is going to be the greatest thing since. This is going to be the greatest thing since Rebel Moon. And not even the 6-hour version of Rebel Moon, but the 3-hour version. Films really suffered when they were no longer put on film. Now they shoot this shit in digital, and it can just go on and on and on forever. Whereby in the old days they had, we only have so much film. we can only shoot. Yeah, we can only shoot 90 minutes. So Lucasfilm has gotten to the point where it's standard operating practice to just do scrapbooking, where they film hours and hours and hours of stuff that they're just not going to use, and this stuff actually might turn up in the previews. When they were doing that stupid one with the war one, when they were stealing the plans, Rogue One. When they were doing Rogue One, they had the director shoot hours and hours of panning vistas and with the characters sort of standing, looking important, with the camera zooming in or the camera zooming slowly out, so that they could use those panning shots and everything in the preview. And they even used a scene where where she's running out on this bridge and a TIE fighter comes up to shoot her, and they used the shot of her running on the bridge, but they just cut the TIE fighter out. Forgetting that the TIE fighter was in the previews, and we were expecting to see a TIE fighter. This is false advertising. Digital has hurt cinema so much. It's allowed the baddest intentions to manifest themselves. And speaking of bad intentions, 6 hours of Rebel Moon coming soon. No one's ever going to say release the Snyder Cut again.
No. Release the Snyder Cut, but in 3 parts.
Make it into a TV show. Break it up so we can watch it, over a couple of days. My bladder can't take 3 hours, let alone 6. For Christ's sakes, I can barely take an hour and 18 minutes. Hour and 19 minutes. All right, let's finish up. Now, this is the size of the cat boss I'm used to drawing.
Don't draw your strips small.
Never draw your characters this small, because they just disappear when you shrink it. And work with a brush so that you can't do fine lines. And then spend all your time trying to find the brush that does the finest line. You're a
All
mess.
tips from the master.
You're a mass of contradictions there, Mr. Cartoonist, aren't you? Who wants to be boring and consistent, huh?
Consistency's overrated.
Yeah. I think we need a little bit more ink on that brush. And what makes this joke is that he's still holding the claw hammer. Why is that? I don't know why. I just think the cat holding a claw hammer is funny.
And who doesn't think that a cat holding a claw hammer is funny?
A cat in a tie, a button-down shirt, a tie, and suit pants, wearing sandals.
Mm-hmm.
Cartoonists find that funny for some reason. Okay, see the tail is wrapped around him, sort of like a cat's tails are very expressive. All right, we're gonna probably end it on that because we're running into hour 20, which I like to stop at that point because this is not a Zack Snyder production, so I can't go for 6 hours. So your cartoonist remains not political and not correct. Thank you for joining us for this Fido number 87, is it?
That's what you said, yeah.
check. Let me just check. Yeah, let's get that up here.
87.
Fido Live 87.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next week if you decide to come back here.
Bye-bye.